So I'll try to make this quick, since I've tried to record this episode I'd say about 10 times today. I've had trouble with the recording software not working. I've had trouble with the Modpacks not working. I had to reinstall some stuff. It's working now. I went to just press record there, and an ice cream truck just sat outside my window, playing music for 5 minutes. I had to listen to ice cream truck music for 5 minutes. I was ready to record. I had sorted this out all morning to try and get this to work, and then an ice cream truck sits out there. I thought, this is hilarious. This is, somebody's out to get me. Right? Fucking feels that way. But we're fine now. Everything's fine. So Wilhelm is in the Temple of the Nine in Bruma right now. He's preparing to leave Bruma, but I don't know. He woke up this morning and he thought, I need to check out this vampire situation. You know, he went into that house the other day and they said some guy's been killed. It's being investigated, and he tried to ask it something about it, but the guy wouldn't tell him. I guess he's just a new face in town, so he's been in there for a couple of days now. He's been in Bruma for a couple of days, so he's known about the town. Been doing quests for the Mages Guild and stuff. So he wants to go to the house and he wants to investigate, and he wants to see if there's anything that they can do. So that's what we're going to do today. So, let's look at our journal. Carius Runelius. Oh yeah. Yeah, so if I sound a little bit tired and I get a little bit frustrated during the episode, it's because I am. And there has been a myriad of interruptions, even between me pausing the recording of leaving the chapel and right now. There has been so many interruptions that it's taken me 45 minutes, give or take, to start playing again. You know, what can I do about that? You know, not very much. So, let's see what we can do in here. I would just rather that you didn't need to hear those interruptions, you know? Oh, wow.
Leave me be.
Dead guy.
You're going to have to leave. This is a crime scene, and no one other than ourselves, our Reynold Draelus, will be allowed access. Take your time. Ev, thank you. How kind.
Reynold Draelus?
I suppose there's no harm in telling you what happened. Word is bound to get around Bruma anyway. Turns out that Braden Lyrian is a vampire. Or was. If it wasn't for Reynold Draelus, we may never have uncovered the truth. Let me explain. In the last week or so, we've found 2 bodies stashed in shallow graves outside the city walls. The bodies had puncture wounds on their necks. The bodies were those of some beggars who used to wander the streets looking for handouts.
Oh, that's a shame.
Vampire probably thought no one would miss them.
Oh.
Luckily
Who
for
beggars?
us, Reynold arrived in town. He said he was a vampire hunter, so we asked for his help. He tracked the vampire to this house. When he entered the place around noon, Braden was sleeping. He was able to slay him at that point. Luckily, Braden's wife wasn't home. Poor thing. She didn't even know her husband was infected. We did a follow-up investigation, and it's true that no one recollects seeing Braden out in the daylight. He's only been spotted at night. I'm afraid there's not much more to tell you, so you can see we really don't need any help, but thanks for the offer.
I mean, I still want to help. Can you tell me a bit more about Braden Lyrian?
As far as I know, he was a good man. I never saw this coming. But vampires are masters of deception, so I guess it makes sense.
All right.
Feel free to question anyone in town. They shouldn't give you too much trouble.
What about you then? What can you tell me about your husband?
I can't believe this is happening. Please, please, I need your help. My husband was no vampire. It's ridiculous. No one will listen to me.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down, calm down. I want to help you.
Forgive me. I loved my husband dearly, and to lose him this way makes no sense. Anything you can do to help would be wonderful. This is all happening so fast.
Tell me what happened.
I came home only just a few hours ago. I found the door open, and my Braden dead. Standing over him was a Dunmer. I screamed and ran out into the street. Some city watch were nearby and heard me, I suppose, as they arrived quickly. I heard the Dunmer identify himself as Rainiel Draelus. He said he was a vampire hunter, and that Braden was his mark. The guards seemed to know about Rainiel, and after a search of the house, the body of some beggar was found stashed in our basement.
That's weird.
The guards sent
In your
for Carriers,
basement?
who is an investigator for crimes here in Bruma. In minutes, Rainiel convinced Carriers that Braden was a vampire.
Yeah, the evidence looks pretty bad for him, like. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he could be innocent, but yeah, I don't know. Seems a bit...
Well, of course it does. It was obviously planted here. Why would he stash a body in his own house? That's ridiculous.
Oh, but you make a fair point, actually.
And another thing. The guards are making a big deal out of no one seeing Braden out in the daylight. Well, of course that's the case.
Did he work night shift?
He works at night and has to sleep during the day. Why does that make him a vampire? It's all that
I don't know.
around.
Sometimes it does feel that way.
Him. The thing that bothers me the most is that I swear I've seen him before. Of course, he says he's never been here. Look, there isn't much more to say. Please, help me clear my husband's name.
What more can you tell me about Rainiel Draelus?
I have no idea where he'd be. Just find him and make him tell you the truth. I swear he's a liar.
Right.
I know I sound desperate.
So, we have an investigation. And, what's it called again? I don't know. We're basically Sherlock Holmes right now, trying to figure out what's going on, so that's pretty cool. Now, I have done this quest before, which is why I sound quite tired and kind of a bit frustrated. So I'm going to use a little bit of meta knowledge right now, and I'm going to go to the Mages Guild, and I'm going to buy a charm spell, because I'm going to need it. And I'm going to need it anyway, right? I'm going to need a charm spell at some point anyway. But,
Go ahead.
I am going to need it for this quest.
What is it? What is it?
Because there's a guy there that no matter what disposition you give him, I got him up to 75 disposition the last time. And it just wouldn't let me, like, do it, so. Is it down here? Or was it in here? I can't remember. You there?
What?
Spells?
Have a look around. You won't.
Beguiling touch. Summon a mithril golem. That would be useful.
Come back and see me again. Bye.
Alright, so we're going to head over to the inn to ask if they've seen Draelus or whatever his name is, and see what happens then. Because Yeah, I need to get to the bottom of this one, I think.
Yes?
I'm going to pause the recording until we get into the place. The Gerald View Inn.
I was at Olav's earlier. Welcome to Bruma, stranger.
Hello. Anything you can tell me about Reynold Dralis?
Ah, you mean that vampire hunter?
Yeah.
He's staying over at Olav's Tap and Tack. It's near the city gates. You can't miss it.
Olaf's Tap and Tack. Alright.
Farewell.
Oh, we know where he is now, so that's good. Something seems real dodgy about this guy. You know, I don't think he is who he says he is. But, well, we'll see. Olaf's Tap and Tack. Alright, so a little bit of meta knowledge, as I said. Beguiling Touch.
What can I do?
And then I'll persuade you
Go ahead.
by bribing the fuck out of you.
For me? Thanks.
Reynold Dralis, anything you can say?
I usually don't give out that
Ah, shit.
good journey. What can I do for you?
See what I mean?
I usually don't.
Persuade.
Certainly.
Disposition maxed.
Good journey.
Let me reload. I think I've done that wrong. Ugh. Tell you what, I am quite tired, and it's because I'm doing the same thing I just done, and it's kind of annoying. But I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain about it.
Please leave me be.
Halt! You're going to have...
Oh, does that mean I have to do this again? Right, I'm not going to let you see this over and over again, okay? That's really annoying. I'll be back in just a second. Alright, we're back. I just had to go do that all over again.
What can I do for you today? Yes?
Sweet.
Thank you. How kind. Good journey to you.
And then I do this. Oh.
What can I do for you?
Reynold Dralis?
I usually don't give up.
Oh, what?
Take your time.
What do you mean? It worked the last time. Why didn't it work this time?
Good journey to you.
God. This is fucking annoying. Right. I'm gonna have to use the cheats here, okay? Unfortunately, because the fucking thing won't work. Right. I've discovered a small journal in Reynold's room at the inn. It seems he was a part of a group of adventurers who uncovered an artifact of some sort from an alien ruin. They all agreed to stash the artifact in a cave until more research could be done about it. Each of them took a key to the chest it was secured in. The two other members of the group were Braden and someone named Gellerborn. I need to find out more about Gellerborn to confirm my suspicions about Reynold. Olaf may be able to help. And the thing is too, I read this book as well. Look how many pages it is. It's like 18 pages. Do I want to read it again? Oh, fuck it, I'll just do it. Some people might be interested in it. Also, viewers, I apologise for my sour mood today. I know I sound a lot less upbeat and a lot more fucking miserable, but like, now I've just had to do this 3 times. And I've had so many interruptions today, it's unbelievable. It's like God has decided I'm not allowed to record an episode today. But I'm going to defy God and do it anyway. The 8th day has passed. and still there's no sign of the artifact. We've covered most of the remainder of the outer guard tower, and scoured the crumbled gatehouse ruins, but not one clue has arisen as to where it may have been buried. It's quiet out here, as if the ruins were paying its respects to the Aelid inhabitants that disappeared here long ago. We haven't encountered anything hostile, but if we do, I think we're ready. The Brotherhood's been in worse scrapes before. Braden paid good money for the information as to our treasure's whereabouts, and I hope it doesn't turn out to be yet another fiasco. This morning, our camp was set up by some bandits who were protecting what they claimed was their territory. Considering that we were outnumbered 3-1, we did very well. Only Raynal suffered a small wound, but that was easily healed by a potion that Braden had thoughtfully brought with him on our expedition. After getting rid of the bandits' corpses, we set out to tackle the largest part of the ruin, the remains of the Great Keep. 2 of the halls of the once mighty structure were collapsed, scattering the telltale whitish rock so typical of the Aelid architecture of this part of Tamriel. This made our assault on the ruin difficult, as many of the larger chunks of wall were far too heavy for us to move. Braden suggested that we search the centre of the building's foundation for any underground entrances, which was typical for this type of keep. His guess paid off, and after several hours of backbreaking work, we managed to clear an opening just large enough for us to squeeze through and enter an ancient stairwell leading down into the ground. We decided to wait until morning's light to begin our descent into the depths of the ruin. After a restless sleep, all of us were quite excited at the prospect of what might lie ahead. Eagerly we dipped our torches in a fresh container of pitch, lit them, and entered the inky blackness of the stairwell. The stale air was choked with dust and fine grit, a sign that no one had entered this portion of the ruins in a very long time. We became excited, as that meant no other tomb robbers had gotten there before us. Well, you got to be careful, because the ones from Skingrad will definitely try to get there. Those archaeologist guys, remember? The stairwell eventually levelled out into a corridor of sorts that snaked its way to the north. As we carefully walked along, I scanned the floor and walls very carefully for any type of triggers, tripwires, or pressure plates. Such was my specialty. The Aelids were well known for their cunning traps protecting their tombs, and I wasn't taking any chances. Braden, the scholar of the Brotherhood, was getting more and more excited as we traversed this passage. He was translating the wall carvings and was becoming certain had become certain that we finally found the true location of our prize. After walking for several more minutes, we were overjoyed to see what we were hoping to see. The hallway ended at a metal door with the carving of a spider upon it. Now came the true test of Braden's information. The door supposedly had a puzzle lock. By pulling the spider's legs in a certain combination, it would unlatch. The wrong combination would spell our deaths, perhaps triggering a collapse of the hallway or some other equally deadly trap. With a shaky hand, I pulled the legs one by one, in the order I had memorised. The 6th, then the 1st, then the 2nd, then the 8th, and finally the first one again. I closed my eyes, as there were a few loud clicks, and then the door popped open. We all breathed a sigh of relief. Pushing open the door, I looked in at a huge room with a pedestal at the centre. Sitting on the pedestal, illuminated by a shaft of sunlight from a tiny hole in the ceiling, was our prize. The floor was covered in a huge mosaic of a stylized spider, all 8 of its legs coming to a point and ending up at the door entrance. This was the last of the traps the Aelids had left behind to protect their treasure. Again, if it hadn't been for Braden's skill at acquiring information, we may never have known how to solve this last line of defence. I instructed Braden and Raynal to remain at the entrance and to tie a rope around my waist in case of a sudden pitfall. Carefully, I began to walk on the darkened tiles that formed the third leg of the spider. Sweat beaded from my forehead. As the pathway made by my tiny pieces... I'm making up words now. As the pathway made by the tiny pieces of ceramic was very narrow at the start, and one slip could again mean instant death. But death never arrived. The information had been correct, and I was able to make it to the pedestal and secure the artifact. Quickly as possible, we made our way back out into the daylight. Once again, the Brotherhood was triumphant, and it was time to return home. At the tavern that night, we decided to make a pact. We would stash the artifact in a cave not far from Bruma, until we researched it further. An item of its magnitude could be very dangerous if mishandled, and we certainly didn't want to sell it without understanding its true value. Braden agreed to contract a local cooper to construct a chest with 3 locks. Each of us would hold a key to one of those locks, so none would have access to the artifact without the others being present. For the rest of the evening, we drank merrily and sang many a song of adventures past and adventures to come. Okay, so in amongst my my subconscious making up words, we've discovered that there is treasure afoot, and Raynal Dralas was partially responsible for the finding of it. Though Braden, he was the brains of the operation, and he's dead. Very interesting.
What can I do for you today?
Who's Galaborn?
Galaborn? That's odd that you should mention that name. Raynal told me that he was the last vampire he hunted.
Yeah, it seems this Raynal guy is killing these guys off to steal their keys.
Skingrad, I believe.
That's what.
He said he tracked Gelborn
That's what it seems like. Never done this quest before, guys. By the way, this is as far as I got the last time, so I'm a little bit more awake now.
Word from Skingrad City Watch about Raynal and his so-called accomplishment.
Okay.
Just look for me if you need.
What does the journal say? Yeah, I think Raynal is using the vampire cover story to get the keys to the chest where they stashed the artifacts. Yeah, that's what I think. Gonna have to report this back to the guard. See if there's anything we can do about this.
Hello.
So, any new revelation?
Galaborn.
How do you know about that? Oh, too many people don't know how to keep quiet about official matters. Very well. The Skingrad City Watch informed us that Galaborn was killed by Raynal not too long ago. Galaborn was a vampire as well, obviously.
I don't think so.
What do you mean you disagree? That's a bold statement. What proof do you have that Galaborn was not a vampire?
I have his journal.
I don't know what to say. It all makes perfect sense now. Why else would Raynal have removed this journal from the crime scene in Skingrad? I heard no mention of a key either. It must have been removed by Raynal from Braden's body before we arrived. To think that 2 innocent men were killed, and that I'm responsible for one of their deaths, I'm speechless. I will rouse the guard and begin a search for him in the city. Meet me at Olev's Tap and Tack in 1 hour.
Okay. I'm glad we done this. Seems like he was pulling the wool over people's eyes. So he's not going to be killing any people any longer. and stealing the artifact. We can maybe get it for ourselves. Ooh! I don't think Wilhelm's against that, you know? Right.
Just before I arrived here, I received a report from one of our scouts watching the roads. Raynal was spotted heading west out of Bruma. The scout tried to follow, but lost him in the mountains. The only cave to the west that comes close to the one described in Gelliborn's journal is Boreal Stone Cave. That must be where he's headed. You must get there before he acquires whatever artifact is being kept there and makes his escape. I'm keeping the city guard in Bruma, as Raynal doesn't know we're after him. If he sees a guard, he may panic and run. You're my only hope at the moment. Please, you have my authorization to do everything you can to bring him to justice.
Okay.
If he won't surrender, I think you know what to do. Hurry. I fear you have a day at the most to stop him.
Right. Well, goodbye, Carius. I'll do what I can.
Please.
Boreal Stone Cave. I believe we went there before. Show map. Yeah, we have. Right.
Spare a coin for the infirm.
Let's get this guy and see what he has on him. Probably quite a powerful artifact if he's willing to kill people over it, you know? Right. I'll pause the recording, and when we get there, I'll restart. Alrighty, so we're approaching the cave now. Yes, we have discovered this before. I think when we were looking for Echo Cave for the orc, I think we ran into this place. Oh, what's this? It's a little farm. Apple Watch. Cool. Oh, stay away from these guys. Oh my god. Bleeding wildlife. Ugh. Come on in, I can still hear the battle music. Yeah. Oh, I'll take your meat actually. Make a potion out of it. If I can find you. Ah, never mind. Right. Shield. Make sure we've got all the hotkeys all done. Yep. Okay. F5. I've arrived at the cave. Okay. Apologies if it's real dark in here. It shouldn't be.
Congratulations. I had a feeling you would catch on sooner or later. Leaving that journal behind was a stupid mistake on my part. I saw you enter Olav's Tap and Tack before I could get there, and I knew that I had to sneak out of Bruma somehow. It was only a matter of time before you or Carius figured it out. No matter. After I've killed you, I won't need my vampire hunter ruse any longer.
You'll not surrender then? Obviously not.
Certainly not. I'm surprised Carius didn't send the entire city watch up here, but then I would have seen that coming, I suppose. I expected to lay low for a while and then be on my way. So again, I underestimated you. This leaves me with little choice. Either I fight you now and have a chance at freedom, or I surrender and rot in a city dungeon. I prefer the chance for freedom.
This is your last chance. Apparently. Dude, can I just fucking kill this guy? Like, why don't...
Yes, I suppose it is. Well then, we've talked enough.
Yeah, shut up. Forced to kill him to defend myself, yes. Devastation. Absorb magic of 5 points. Oh, I'll take the keys off you, thank you. And yeah, I'll take that. Alright. Mundane amulet. Anything else up here? There's a gravestone. There's loads of gravestones. So a mundane amulet. I wonder what that means. Is it going to get turned into something? I should hope so. Well, that sword's pretty good though. Let's have a look at it. Not a two-handed character, so... Whoa, look at this lag. What the fuck? Right, yeah, so I'll pause the record until we get into the city. Once again. Back in a moment. Alright. So, we're just gonna have to report this back and basically tell him what happened. And hopefully it doesn't happen again. But we have these keys. I don't know. What do I need to unlock? That crate thing that he was talking about in the book, in Gelliborn's book.
Sorry, I have a lot of...
Do you indeed?
What news do you bring?
Mundane amulet.
Long ago, I made a promise to Braden. I promised to never reveal to anyone what I'm about to reveal to you now. However, because you've avenged his unjust death, I feel that Braden would understand why I'm breaking that pact.
I'm an alien from outer
Braden
space.
told me about this amulet when they first brought it home from whatever distant land it came from. He never really trusted anyone else in the group, and before he secured the treasure in that cave, he had a special enchantment placed upon it. The magic masks the true identity of the item. All it takes is a simple command word, and the amulet would be restored to its true state. No, he always feared this day would come. He left me knowledge of that word in the event that he died, and I came into possession of the keys. If the other members of Braden's group were still alive, and I on my deathbed, only then would I pass the knowledge on to them. If you'd give me that amulet, I would like to show you what you've recovered.
Okay.
Thank you. I will now speak the word. Brother. Here is the amulet back. It's as beautiful as it was the day I remember seeing it long ago. I want you to keep it, as I have no use for this anymore. I'm certain that's what I want, and I'm certain that's what Braden would want. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope that the amulet helps keep you safe on whatever roads you may travel.
Thank you very much. Phylactery, what's it?
Just...
something. Fortify speed. 5 points on stuff. I mean, it's not too bad. I should really be wearing this one. This one's much better. Oh yeah, you can see it through this bit. Yeah. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I've got this nice sword that I can sell. I'll do that just now. I'm just going to leave this dead guy. Pretty cool quest, though. Right, where's the swordsmith? Up here, I think, is it? Northern Arms, I think it's called. Is it down this way? Well, I won't let you guys, I won't make you guys, watch me do that. So we managed to get the amulet and solved the mystery, so we're a detective now. Apologies for the... I mean, I don't know how it's going to come across, but I apologise if it does come across for the lack of enthusiasm. Like I said, I had tried to do this mission about 2 or 3 times, and right now I'm just absolutely fucking...
Hey, I'm Tolgan, herald to Countess Narina Carvane here in Bruma. She requests your company at your earliest convenience.
What? What are you talking about?
Countess Carvane would prefer if you speak to her in person. She also said to present you with this stipend as a taste of things to come. My lady holds court from 8 in the morning until 6 in the evening each day. That would be the best time to see her.
Okay. I'll go just now.
Safe journey, my lord.
My lord, yeah, I am actually a lord. I own that battle horn thingy. The castle. Okay, well, before I... Hold on, am I recording? Yeah, I thought I had paused the recording there. I hope not, because that would have been... It's pretty good to... pretty good twist at the end of the episode there. Yeah, we'll go speak to Countess Carvane then. Or we'll at least go up there, into the castle, and then I'll end the episode. Because it'll be good to start off the episode with going to speak to them, you know. So yes, we're going to go speak to the Countess now. Well, what a nice turn of events. Do something for the Countess, getting her good books, you know. That would be good for Wilhelm, I think, being in the Countess Bruma good books. Quite close to his homeland and stuff, you know, so... Yeah. Right. I'll see you in the next episode. It's a bit janky today, like I said, and a little bit unenthusiastic, but I'll be interested to find out what's going on here. So I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.